My phone and the phones of every member here have been blowing up non-stop from constituents, from people that I've met 5 years ago, from people around the country somehow got my number, texting me, "We support you. How can we help?" Who is supporting us? The American people are supporting us.
So we want to bring in Representative Gene Wu, joining us not from Austin, Texas, where he was scheduled to be today, but Chicago, Illinois. Chairman Wu, welcome in, sir.
Thank you.
Governor Greg Abbott has ordered state police to find and arrest you and your colleagues. His authority obviously is only contained to Texas. We've also heard the Attorney General say that a court should remove you from your seat because you're fleeing the state. John Cornyn is now asking the FBI to get involved here. You have said that all of these threats are quote unquote bluster. Are you not concerned that the governor or even President Trump here or the federal government could retaliate against you for this?
Well, we know what the law is, and the law says that they cannot do what they're threatening to do. But the concern that we always have is that they simply will not follow the law because that's what they do. And look, it is really telling that their first instinct is to go to threats and the threats of violence. Not to say we might have done something wrong, we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and maybe we'll try to fix it to get us to come back. Instead, their first reaction are threats. And again, people who are doing good things don't make threats.
And Chairman Wu, I just want to point our audience to the split screen there, which is very telling. On one side of the screen is you in Chicago, Illinois, and I know you can't see this, but on the other side of the screen is the floor of the Texas House where you and your colleagues are not. I also want to play you something President Trump said earlier today. He was talking about those 5 additional Republican seats that this redistricting effort would bring forth. He has said he's wanted those seats. And here's what he said when he was asked about his justification for all of this.
And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. And I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
What is your reaction to the president saying there that he believes he's, quote unquote, entitled to those seats?
Yeah, those seats do not belong to Donald Trump. They belong to the American people. And the American people, they're protected by the United States Constitution. And the Constitution says you're only supposed to redistrict after every census. And here we are in the middle of 2 censuses. And they're doing it. This is a completely corrupt process. There is no other reason we're doing this. There's no other reason that we're shutting down the government of the state of Texas, except to help Donald Trump do his bidding. This is what the Republicans have been after since day one. They keep saying that this is about helping the flood victims. They have not even filed the bill yet. They've had 1 hearing on it. And meanwhile, we've had 9 hearings on redistricting.
Now, we're again looking live at the floor, and the current math is if there are 12 Democrats there joining with all Republicans, there would be a quorum, there would be the required number of members of the House to conduct business. It's our understanding that at least 6 of your Democratic members are still there in Texas. So I guess if 6 leave Chicago or Boston or New York, wherever they are, and go back to the floor, then all of this would be over. So my question to you is, could this be over quickly? Are you concerned that your colleagues might not have the will to drag this out?
So, look, the math is really simple. But what every member who is here with us understands, that this is not a fight for Democrats. This is not a fight about our seats. This is not even a fight about Texas. This is about the United States of America and whether our country still believes in the rule of law, still believes in hard work, and just having people have a fair shot at things. Around the country, people are watching their lives collapse around them. Everything's getting more expensive. People are losing their jobs. And the people who are in charge, the Republicans in charge of this state, in charge of their country, do not care. They are not doing anything. And one of the things we're trying to do with this quorum break is to wake the people up, to wake not only Texans up, but to wake Americans up to say, your government does not listen to you. They say nice things to you, and then they go home and they go and do the exact opposite.
Just
They
to
go
drill
take
down
care of
here,
their friends and buddies.
just to drill down here, give me a timeline. How long are you and your fellow Democrats willing to be out of the state for? Are we talking a week, 2 weeks, a month, 5 months?
So our consensus with our group is the purpose of our mission here is to block this corrupt session. This session ends in 2 weeks. We want the state to have an opportunity for the governor to say, you know what, you're right. The people of the state of Texas are right. We should focus on disaster preparation first. We should help these communities recover first before we deal with our political shenanigans, right? We don't care if they do politics. We care that they do politics on top of the people. We care that they do politics that invokes intentional racial discrimination against communities who have spent decades working their butts off to build up power, to increase their voices, and not to have it ripped away and stolen by Donald Trump.
And just as you were talking there, we saw the gavel go down. They have now gavelled out the floor. They're going to try to open it again tomorrow and see if they have the required number of Democrats they would need. But now the Texas floor is gavelled in, gavelled out because you and your Democratic colleagues are not there, again, trying to thwart this redistricting vote. Every day that you are absent by law, you will be fined and your colleagues will be fined $500 individually a person. How do you personally plan to pay for those fines? And do you know how your members, as the caucus chair, plan to pay for them?
Look, this was a point of great discussion among our members, but right now, as I'm looking at the members out here, that's on no one's mind. Because everyone's concerned more about what are we going to do to help Americans wake up? What are we going to do to help this country recover from this? How will we end this corruption? And this is the only thing that's important to us, because whatever we suffer, no matter what fines, what penalties they put on us, our suffering will be nothing compared to the suffering of Americans who have already right now have experienced hell in their lives. And it is only going to get worse if Donald Trump is allowed to cheat without consequences. What is happening now will get so much worse. It's only been a few months since Donald Trump has taken office, and he has been ripping apart the institutions that made us great.
But how you plan to pay for this is of issue, because the governor has said that if you take it from certain sources, if you solicit contributions, if you take it from campaign accounts, then he would characterize that activity as illegal. So again, I ask, how do you plan to pay for not just the fines, but the hotel rooms and the lodging and the travel? How are you going to pay for this? Because it is an issue.
So for our support, we have gotten, just like you played in the video clip, we are getting calls and emails and messages nonstop, not just from Texans, not just from our constituents, but from Americans all around the country who see us taking one last stand against Donald Trump, doing everything we have, putting our own lives and careers in jeopardy to stop Donald Trump, to protect the American people, and try to save the American way.